Hey everyone, welcome back to Occupy Democrats, and it's Christmas Day in America, and I'd like to play Santa for our President Donald Trump by offering the gift of reaping what you sow in this breaking story, because Donald's been known to make an odd act or two about himself. I'm going to show that story to you in a few seconds. If you'd like to see Donald out of the White House next Christmas, just subscribe to the channel. But there's no better entity to show you how we feel about Donald Trump on Christmas Day than the news out of India. Check this out.
And then there is Donald Trump, trying to always make his unmistakable stamp on it all.
Yep, she's right. He wants to put his name on everything because he just did this with the Kennedy Center.
We have a big event on Friday at the Trump Kennedy Center. At the Kennedy Center.
President Trump has been jokingly calling it the Trump Kennedy Center for months, and his hand-picked board of trustees has now taken steps to do just that, voting to rename it the Trump Kennedy Center at a Thursday board meeting.
From the Oval Office to the NFL sidelines, Trump wants his name everywhere.
Well, I was honored by it. The board is a very distinguished board, most distinguished people in the country.
Oh yeah, he's so honored. They're all fabulous. No, they're hand-picked loyalists. But the Indian news, in terms of the gift of reaping what you sow, didn't stop there. Here's more.
Reports say the U.S. president wants the new Washington Commanders Stadium to bear his name.
And I was surprised by it.
Only problem, the fans aren't buying it. They don't want it because the same fans booed him and loudly during his rare NFL visit, a moment that perfectly sums up Trump's ugly love-hate relationship with the American sporting landscape currently. At the Commanders' home game against the Detroit Lions, when Trump appeared on the big screen, the boos were deafening.
And I was surprised by it.
The crowd made sure he didn't feel welcome. And this isn't new. Trump has been booed at the US Open, at the Super Bowl, at the FIFA Club World Cup, everywhere he goes. It's the same chorus. Rejection.
And I was surprised by it.
Yes, Donald, this is actually what you reap when you sow the hatred that you sow here.
And I was surprised by it. And I was surprised by it.
And to top it all off, in terms of reaping what you sow, look what Donald Trump said out very late last night about Stephen Colbert right here. This is the human being who runs the United States. Stephen Colbert is a pathetic train wreck with no talent or anything else necessary for show business success. Now, after being terminated by CBS but left out to dry, he has actually gotten worse along with his non-existent ratings. Stephen is running on hatred and fumes, a dead man walking. CBS should, in quotes, put him to sleep. Now, it is the humanitarian thing to do. And so what happened? Yeah, the breaking story of canceling 20-year traditions because no one wants to be in your presence. Check this story out.
Kennedy Center holiday concert canceled after host pulls out over Trump name change. A Christmas Eve jazz concert was scrapped after President Donald Trump added his name to the Kennedy Center. Chuck Redd, a jazz drummer and vibraphonist who has hosted the concert for nearly a decade, said Friday that he would call off the performance after the White House announced that the iconic venue would be rebranded as the Trump Kennedy Center. When I saw the name change on the Kennedy Center website and then hours later on the building, I chose to cancel our concert, Redd told the Associated Press in an email. The venue name change was approved on December 18th by a board of MAGA loyalists appointed by Trump, 79, after he became chair of the board in February. Since the name change, which now appears on the building's facade reading the Donald J. Trump and the John F. Kennedy Memorial Center for the Performing Arts, an ex officio trustee, Democratic Representative Joyce Beatty, 75, filed a lawsuit arguing that the change is void because only Congress can amend the center's name by statute. The canceled jazz concert has been a holiday tradition for more than 20 years. Redd's decision comes after folk singer Christy Lee canceled her performance at the center, which had been scheduled for January 14th. When American history starts getting treated like something you can ban, erase, rename, or rebrand for somebody else's ego, I can't stand on that stage and sleep right at night. Lee wrote in a statement on Facebook about her decision. Other artists who have canceled shows at the center following the name change include Issa Rae and Peter Wolf, as well as Lin-Manuel Miranda's planned production of Hamilton. The Kennedy Center was established through bipartisan legislation to create a national cultural center in Washington, D.C., which was signed into law in 1958 by President Dwight D. Eisenhower. In 1962, President John F. Kennedy launched a $30 million fundraising campaign for the center's construction. The center was named after President Kennedy following his assassination through an act of Congress signed into law by President Lyndon B. Johnson in 1964. The Daily Beast has contacted the Kennedy Center for comment regarding the cancellation of the jazz concert, but did not receive an immediate response.
Now, it will be curious, beyond the joy of the holiday season, regardless of what your religious beliefs are, but when Trump's second term is finally over, I wonder how fast and how furious everything that's legally possible will be reversed. I think that'll be the goal of the next president in their first year, or maybe the first 100 days, is to do a lot of remodeling in a lot of places. You guys have a terrific Christmas day. Like and share the video. Not only stay frosty the snowman. See you soon.